For me, look, I'm such a fan of the show, and I think it's just such a layered and rich uh, portrait. I mean, that's what the show is with all these characters. It just continues to go deeper and deeper. And I think, again, for me as sort of a guest there, every time I go, and each season that I've been invited, I come in for this little trip that's always magical. It's always something that I so look forward to, and I'm so grateful to be able to be doing. But it does always kind of come back to Chris, and for me, again, as a visitor, I always feel this is just all coming from such a deeply personal place. And again, this combination of how sacred and personal and real this is for the creator, coupled with how free, collaborative, and open it is such an insanely interesting experience for me. And each time I feel like for Mikey, when I get to go, there's a new facet. And as a fan of the show, I get to watch and I get to say, oh wow, I think there's a little bit of Mikey there. I think there's a little bit of Mikey in what Richie's doing. I think there's a little bit of Mikey in what Carmi's doing across the board. And obviously, with Donna. But yeah, I think from the very beginning, from our first conversation, what we wanted was this sort of day that starts out one way and goes kind of sideways. That was always kind of the intention. And I think where, this sort of brand of what this window into like what Mikey's going through, he really kind of spells it out with Sherry, in the bathroom. I mean, he really describes kind of like how his mind works, what makes him sort of beautiful and what makes him really, really ugly and impossible, and what makes life kind of impossible. So to have that kind of play out with the person who's, clearly most important to him, that was, it's a hard road to travel. We knew it would be difficult, but I think that's what we set out to do.